Welcome to Game Pass News, recorded Tuesday, November 30th. My name is Nick. I've returned from my turkey coma. My co-host Sean Abbott, who kept the lights on with an awesome show with our regular, I think he's a regular at this point, Mr. Justin Masson. We are going to be talking Black Friday, our Xbox Game of the Year, and Game Pass bloat? Well, it's Thanksgiving. It makes sense. It's Thanksgiving somewhere. Sean, how you doing, man?
I am doing very, very well. I'm currently trying to get everything working at mine because it just seemed that everything died at the same time. Then, but yeah,
Oh,
I'm doing really well. Had a pretty busy week. Had a poorly kid last week, so didn't get to play many games. And then this week has been catching up everything that I didn't do last week, and work and a fire course. So yeah, just been very, very busy.
yes, I understand that. We had family over, which was a fantastic time. We really loved it. But yeah, it was the same thing. I will say though, because I was just there were nights sometimes available, so I got a lot of stuff on my what I've played list. So there is a little bit of that. But I never played anything for very long, so we'll see. Black Friday happened. It happens here, it happens there, it happens everywhere, I'm pretty sure. Black Friday spanned. It's not like Thanksgiving. Black Friday is the real holiday, let's be honest. It spans the world. Did you buy anything cool on Black Friday?
Other than Christmas presents, no. So I didn't drop on any big deals. We kind of like we had a day out because we had a day without the kids. We had a day where I wasn't at work. Um, so we planned to go and do some shopping anyway, and then have like an evening together. Um, Little did we know, we completely forgot at the time that it was going to be Black Friday. So we hit one of the biggest shopping centers for us around here on Black Friday. It took us 2 hours to get there because of the traffic, and then we managed maybe 4 hours of shopping, and yeah, we didn't pick up any great deals. Nothing at all. I didn't drop on any tech stuff. Um, so yeah,
I gotcha.
not a great deal.
Well, we bought a bunch of Christmas presents for the kids because I think that's like a thing you have to do. Um, and I bought a new monitor, so I'm very excited about that. It's made my life a lot easier. In fact, for any of you watching, we're getting a little fancier with the intros and outros in the live stream. I don't know if I could do it without this monitor. It's my old monitor was like the old the old square monitors, you know. So to do video editing, it had to like bring it down to a widescreen monitor, which meant my like 17-inch monitor became like a 14-inch monitor. So it was a bit tight. So now I got a 22-inch widescreen for video editing, and that's very nice. So I appreciate that. So that was my Black Friday deal. Duke's in the chat. What's up? Hey, thanks for joining us, man. Glad that you could be here. So that was my only real Black Friday deal. But speaking of Black Friday and video games, which is something we do here, the Series S. I don't know if dominates is the right word, but the Series S apparently is the winner of consoles. What do you think about that?
I'm not surprised. Some of the bundles that I saw was pretty good. I think when we were in the shopping center, Game, which is like the GameStop of the UK,
Mm-hmm.
they were doing like a queuing process for people getting in. So I assume they had consoles in stock that day.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I can imagine the price, and I think the bundle that I saw on the Discord, which was actually quite a strong bundle I saw in the window. I was shopping in most places, was the Rocket League and Fortnite bundle,
Mm-hmm.
which happened like they're free to play games, so they're going to hit the digital kind of series quite well. So yeah, I can imagine they did do very well. I know like the Series X is a bit more sought after for high end gamers as
Mm-hmm.
such because of the capabilities, but the Series S is just for the price. It's going to sell quicker than anything else.
Yeah, the price also I think it's one of the few things that was in stock in the console deal. Um Yeah, so Pure Xbox says Xbox Series S reportedly dominated this year's Black Friday console sales. I know I got that from somewhere. In various key markets, it seems to have outperformed other consoles, including its big brother and its competitors. And so yeah, I think a lot of it had to do more with like this is what's available. I do think that it's a good price point, right? It's a really sweet spot right where people are willing to go. The average Joe's willing to be like, "Hey, that's a console. We get it. $300. We'll plunk that down." Um
I know
and
that
so yeah.
last week, Justin, when I told him about the price of the console bundle for the Series S, I know he was like, that's such a good price. And because I know he is like, he's hankering for one, but at the
Uh
same time, it's, pulling the trigger is, you aim at your target, but pulling the trigger is a different thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, I think the price point and the fact that there were more of them available is what led to that. But kudos to Xbox; they seem to be getting win after win. So what's another win? No matter how you get it, that's what I say. We are also. I also got word that possibly there's intriguing news coming out about XCloud. Jez Gordon of Windows Central said that it's possible that we could see some new info about XCloud. So we seem to talk about XCloud almost every week. It seems like something new's coming out. It's something's going on with it. It's very
I
interesting.
have I have a feeling we're going to be talking about xCloud quite often, and the progression of it going mainstream. Because at the moment, I still don't think it's mainstream. It's still in the beta phase of
Yeah.
everything anyway. So, trying to play it on your mobile device, trying to play it on the actual consoles now is still very much beta phase. So it's not hit the ground. It's massive. It's huge. It works well,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not hit the ground running yet. It, so you know, there's still a lot more to come, and it is like what me and Justin talked about last week. Is it's going to be the frontier. It's the way games are going. It's the way gaming is going to go. I think
Mm-hmm.
so.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think Microsoft is really good. Xbox is really good about doing this. Like, hey, here's something a little early. It's in beta. It gives them that cushion. Luke was talking about that with Halo. If it's like it's in beta, so don't be mad at us if it doesn't work. You got it early. Blah blah blah. They're real good about trying to figure out that give them a little cushion if it's not just right. I will tell you, this is totally just like nitpicky. There are a million other things they should fix first, but this is probably low hanging fruit. The intro to the gaming, the little like rocket penis that flies across your screen, they need to change that, man. I'm telling you, that's the worst thing in the world. Like, what
You
is that?
see, I'm so fed up of seeing spinning circles. Everybody does the spinning
Yeah,
circle.
it's true. Yeah.
YouTube has it with little bars. Apple has it with the tiny little continuous white circle chasing around. Google has it with its colors. You know,
Uh.
Apple has it on the MacBook and stuff like that, and the Mac with a beach ball that comes up.
Yeah.
You know, they've done something different, and you are launching a game. So yeah, space rocket going across. Unfortunately, it looks like a penis, but
Okay, as long as we can agree that it looks like a penis, I guess I'll let it go. Just like it just seems uh, they
Alice
do.
Cloud.
Yeah. Yeah. So much of their stuff they do is super sleek, like the intros and all that jazz. And I'm not gonna lie, the intro, if you're here for the intro for live stream, I stole that from Xbox. Not even gonna lie, it was the Xbox intro to their 20th anniversary stream. I just took that thing and boom, there you go. Added it to our live stream because I thought it was so cool. So props
See, I
given.
knew I recognized it somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't make that myself. No, I'm not even. No,
Uh,
no, not even close to that talented. But that just seems clunky. I don't know. It just every time I see it, I'm like, oh, that Halo looks clunky. But whatever. Speaking of XCloud, you guys talked about it being on the console. And
yes,
I'm not gonna lie, Sean. I got freaking lost trying to find the
I
XCloud. I
know.
assumed it was an app. I really did. I was like, oh, it's an app somewhere. So how do you
It's,
get to
it's,
XCloud?
so okay. The story behind how Nick got lost was he was trying to run it. I was doing the bath like bath time routine with the kids and stuff like that. And I got a message from him. I was like, I'm trying to find like, do you have it on your console already? And I don't seem to have it. I can't see it. So I jumped onto a really quick call with him on Discord and was like, you just go to the Game Pass section of your Xbox. So on from your dashboard, I think I have mine pinned.
Yeah.
I've got like a couple of games that I always play, and then I've got games with gold, and then excuse me, then I've got Game Pass. If you go into there and you go into, even if you go into the recently added or the full list of games, you'll see now that they've all got a cloud symbol. Well, not all of them. The ones that are available to play via the xCloud have got a
Right.
little cloud symbol in the corner. So when you click on that game, it loads up. You get the installation, but then you also get the play now function, along with the game preview, the synopsis of the game, and a couple of other bits and pieces I can't remember unless I load the Xbox up now. So yeah, so you can just boom, hit play now. You get the flying penis, and for me, 30 seconds later, the game loads up. That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was interested in trying it on the console because it's the only device that I have that I play on that is hardwired. So, I mean, I've been playing on my phone, which has been a good experience, to be fair. I haven't had much issue. I'm not playing games like Halo multiplayer on it, but has been a good experience all the same. And so I thought, well, I'll try hardwired just to see if that feels any better or different. It didn't. It's just as good as the phone has been. But, yeah, but it's an interesting fact.
Yep.
So,
So you see now, this evening I tried to play a game, and it worked. I am downloading that game now, so I'm going to go back into it after we finish podcasting, and I'm going to give it a go and just see what the difference is, graphics wise, because I don't think it's running at its full potential for me.
okay.
It's not so sharp. There's not the depth of color. I'm playing on a 4K TV, which is I don't think it's not OLED, but you know, there was lots of grays where there should be darks. There's lots of grays. The contrast wasn't great. The brightness wasn't great. I was like, I was in the living room as it's lit now, and I was struggling to see things and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's the game or if it was the fact that it was the way it was uploaded, like in the way it was connecting. I managed to play about 20 minutes of that game, and then Jaya loaded her Xbox up because I got the little notification at the bottom of my screen that Bill Nye, the science guy, has logged in.
Is
For whatever reason,
is that her gamer tag?
it's Bill Nye something something something.
That's fair. You probably don't want to give your daughter's gamer tag. That's a fair point. Anyways, but it's
But
Bill
yeah, there's
Nye is in there. That's great.
lots of numbers.
That's
But
numbers. Fair enough point.
yeah, that loaded up, and then within 10-15 seconds of her coming online, it went from running okay to running not at all. Like I kept getting the drop down refresh screen, and then that stopped, and I was in like, and it couldn't have happened at a worse time because I was at a point where I could really needed to be able to see what was happening on the screen because there was
Right.
stuff attacking me. So I just kind of I had to button it. I had to button the console. So I hit the home button, went to dashboard, quit the game, and then set it downloading.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't have everybody else playing online games, so I wouldn't know. My wife streams, not streams, but plays like Netflix and stuff like that. And I can do that's my current deal when I'm upstairs. I got the phone attached to my backbone, and I've been playing Psychonauts 2 because I refuse to let that go. And wow, I am to points now to where I understand why people were like, this is drags, because yeah, it feels a little bloaty in spots. I'm not gonna lie, that game, but I'll save that for later. And so but it does zap my battery. I don't get much play, and it makes me appreciate the Switch and the battery life that you get out of that thing. Because let me tell you that my phone, which is it's not a brand new iPhone, but it's maybe a year or two old. That sucker, when I put it on the backbone and it's not hooked up to power, does not take long to be like, oh, you're at 20%. And so that's one thing I'm fighting through right now. But for the xCloud news, do you think we could be getting stick news? News about a
Oh,
xCloud stick?
see, we keep going on about the stick. I think we will get application news. I don't think we're gonna get stick news. I think you're gonna get using your Fire Stick for me. So I use we've got a Amazon Fire
Uh-huh.
Stick. So using your Fire Stick off smart TV, go to the web browser within that. Go to this website and bookmark like you do on your
Yeah.
mobile.
Okay. Okay.
Bookmark this and basically, yeah.
That sounds like a fair workaround for right now, but man, like Xbox needs to get xCloud out of the workaround stage, right? To where it's like, hey, go onto Roku and download our app and just play games you want to. Um, and I could see that being a stepping stone system where it's like, okay, here's all right, right now we're gonna go online and do exactly what you're saying, and then it's like, okay, now we have apps that you can download from all the places, um, and then down the road it's okay, here is the Xbox streaming stick with the special Xbox controller that goes straight to wireless. I think that Wi-Fi controller is very important to this whole chat. Like I think Stadia nailed that. They figured that part out, and Xbox just has to steal that and be like, "Thank you," because I
So
just think it's important.
you're thinking potential hardware sale before Christmas.
No. I don't know if it'll be before Christmas. No, it will not be before Christmas. You might get like they might come out with news and say, "Hey, we'll have sticks in 2022," or they think the most you're going to get before Christmas, if anything, would be like a TV that has an XCloud app loaded into it. You're not going to get its own hardware.
Yeah, I mean, Sky dropped Sky Glass, didn't they? So
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen that, but your subscription to Sky Glass now includes the television. So you subscribe to
gotcha.
that, you get sent a television, and Sky Glass is already pre-installed in this television. It's all done via the internet. There's no more satellite dish needed,
Nice.
and basically you get your whole subscription of Sky through the internet rather
Mm-hmm.
than through satellite.
Nice. Yeah, I could see something like that very easily. But that seems to be the big news that xCloud needs for me. That's the next spot. Like I don't need to see any more games. Halo Infinite's on it. It's gonna be on it. That's great. Let's do it. Let's just move on. Let's get it to the Stadia level, right? Which is that its own device, wireless Wi-Fi enabled controller. They gotta push that stuff, and then I think because I don't think they're in the same level as Stadia is right now. Stadia has them by a little bit, because of those things, and that's
Yeah,
what
only
they
on the
need.
tech, not on the level of games and the subscription service, but just on the fact that the hardware for Stadia is currently better
Yeah,
than the hardware for xCloud.
yeah, that's
So
true. Yeah. No, I mean, nothing's gonna beat the Game Pass subscription system. Although I hear
no,
Stadia tries real hard with like $10 games. Um, so but yeah,
yeah, but
that's what I'd hope.
that's $10 2-year-old games though, not like $10 current games. So
Sean's
come
over
on.
here with like a little flick lighter just burning Stadia. 2-year-old games, take that, Stadia.
Yeah,
Burn. I love
most people that have even tried to play Watch Dogs Legions have already finished it 18 months ago. So
it. I love it. That's true though. That's a fair point. This isn't it. This is just news. It's not anything we really can chat about or really need to chat about. And I don't even remember the guy's name. I feel really bad. The gentleman or the exec that's over taking care of game capture for the Xbox Series is saying that is going to get drastically improved in 2022. Which, to be honest,
good.
tell me what is wrong with it. Tell me, I come from the Switch, so I got to take a thing and then I got to hold my phone and do it again on the other side, and then maybe if I'm lucky I got it, and then I get to save it to my photos, and by the time it's done I feel old and I don't even know what I wanted to do with it anymore because I forgot. Um,
Yeah, but capturing that information, you either press the button or you hold the button.
okay, So
And it's the same on the PlayStation. You want to capture something, you press the share button, or you hold the share button,
isn't
and
that
it
what
does
you
it
do now, though?
automatically.
That's what I do now on my
Now,
phone. I just press
you,
the
you
little box with its arrow. Look at me. God, I'm 102 over here. The
no,
box with the arrow, Sean. That's how you do. What
yeah,
is
but to do
this?
it on the Xbox, you have to hit. So mid gameplay, this is more apparent for Forza. Mid gameplay, you have to press the home button, press the X button, and you get like a couple of frame rate skips and stuff like that. So mid race, while you're trying to do something,
Mm,
and you think, God, that was amazing. I want to capture the last 30 seconds of the footage because I hit every corner really well, or that was an awesome
mm-hmm.
drift section. Um, and then it screws up the next 60 seconds of your game, or it's like meh. Where with the Switch, you can be running around and it's kind of like, oh, that was really cool. The
Yeah.
2 inches you have to move your thumb, it doesn't disrupt the game that much.
So
So
that's game by game, though, because like all I did was have to hit and hold the share button, and it took a video for I can't remember what. Oh, it was the game we were playing, Take Two. I didn't.
okay, yeah.
I didn't. So it must be game by game that matters. Um, that's right. That's right, Hambo. I gotta hit my pause. Put in that Metamucil, keep myself flowing correctly. I love it. Anyways, yeah,
this
when
this
you're
guy's
old
got
like
some
me,
cabs and turkey to get out.
that's right. I gotta get stuff flowing again after all that carbs. Um, yeah, but I still so it must be game by game. That's all I can say because it's not always like that. But you are right. I did see that in Forza where I had to pause it and then do it that way.
Yeah.
Which does that does seem weird. That should be uploaded. I guess from my point of view, where I'm always kind of if I take a video in Switch, I want to I want to share it on social, and so it's great that I can just like take this video. It's up on the Xbox app thing, and then I can just share it to the world
Now,
so they can see how amazing I'm not.
the quality of things, I think as a standard, it says that 30 in the instant one is 30 seconds at 1080p. You can on the Series X, you can do 30 seconds at 4K or 60 seconds at I think it's upscaled 1080. So so there's different options for that, and it does take up a bit of space. I mean, I've got a couple of shares and stuff at the moment that I need to kind of save to the phone. But if they make improvements to it, it kind of the stuff I want to do for our channel where literally the 30 seconds of footage could like be quite useful, and if I can do that quicker and more efficiently and it looks better, give me that improvement. So
Yeah, I know.
it's always good to see a company always trying to develop little things like quality of life stuff. I mean, it's all we ever begged for when we were doing the Dad Crossing is we wanted the quality of life stuff all the
That's
time.
true.
It took them
That's true.
took them 2 years to get somewhere near it. So
That's true. No, I don't deny that getting a little bit of extra stuff is definitely a good thing. Um yeah, so let's chat. See, we're getting close to the end of the year, Santa's going to be here in less than a month. So we have the game of year awards done with Jeff Keighley. Whew, man, I had to really pull that out of the mind palace. And
oh, 10th,
so
9th into the 10th. So
yes, there you go. I don't think there's just I don't watch any award show. Even I really thought one time maybe the video game awards would be the thing that I'd really get into. I don't. It's too much pomp and circumstance. I just can't handle it. It's like, come on, people, just give me the awards. Let's move on. But no. Anyways, so with that said, though, what is your favorite game of the year when it comes to Microsoft Xbox Studios of 2021?
2021. I don't know the nominees that are out there, but if I was to choose one at the moment, specifically Xbox.
Yeah, specifically Xbox. I mean, you could do this 100 different ways, but we're an Xbox show, so let's just talk about Xbox stuff.
It'd have to be Forza Horizon 5.
I figured you were actually like waffling more than I had assumed.
Yeah.
Like, okay, wow.
I'm I'm trying to figure out what they've, because we play so many different games through
Oh
Xbox
yeah.
Game Pass. I'm trying to think like which one are
So you
actually
got like
Xbox.
Psychonauts 2. You have Deathloop, ironically, even though it's not on even though it's on PlayStation. Technically, it counts. I couldn't tell you if that would be my favorite game or not, as I've not played it. You have obviously Forza. You have Halo, and Halo's a tough one because Halo could be my game of the year once I see the campaign. The campaign trailer that dropped this week only makes me more excited for Halo's campaign.
Yeah,
I'm in.
they dropped they think today they dropped the official launch trailer as well,
Yeah.
which sounds really which is really weird that they dropped that. But I've been playing the game for 2 weeks.
Well,
But
you've
then
been
I've been
playing
playing the
Halo.
beta.
Yeah, you've been playing Halo multiplayer, which, to be fair, is totally different. Like, there's a whole new download that you can pre-download right now for the Halo campaign. They're making these two very different games.
Oh,
And one's free and one's not, unless you have Game Pass. Then it is.
So the campaign's still free with Game Pass.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Halo multiplayer is free for everybody.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was just free for those. I
No,
see
no,
where they're
no,
going with that.
no.
Good marketing.
Yeah, Halo multiplayer is the Fortnite of Halo, or the Apex, or whatever you want to call it. It is free for the masses. Halo, as I understand it, Halo Infinite is the campaign mode that is coming out here in a few days, or in a week, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
9th of December. The
yeah,
day the day of the release of Game of the Year.
yeah. Actually, Hambone has a good question. How long do we know how long the campaign's going to be? I actually don't. I haven't heard anybody say anything
I can
about.
imagine you're looking at 12 to 15 hours for a campaign. Non-RPG style game, first person shooter with a decent in-depth story, anything above 12 to 15 hours. And that is a long campaign.
I'm seeing if I get anything. For Halo 4 and 5 were roughly 16 to 22 hours. So,
So not a bad call at the 15 mark.
yeah, no, you're right. And Xbox has said that Halo Infinite's campaign is several times larger than this, so this
Oh, it's
is
Far Cry, isn't it? So it becomes that RPG.
yeah. Halo Infinite's campaign is going to be much longer, says 343 developers. So they're thinking it's probably going to be somewhere more around 25 to 30 hours, but that's totally just them thinking. They're using, what 343's been saying compared to what they know from previous games to get to that assumption. Um, so yeah, but yeah, if it has that style, man, I am in. If I can get that time to play on a good campaign Halo game, man, just let me have it. Let me have it. It's the 8th, right? It's the 8th, so we got like 9 days.
I thought it was the 9th. Scrolls to the bottom of the document where everything should be.
Oh yeah, that's right. We
It's
have it
not
on this
there
little
'cause-
doc. Wait, I'm not even gonna say anything. Except I just did.
I removed it from the last one. If you
No,
copied it.
Sean.
Sorry.
How do we not know when Halo's dropping? I'm fairly certain it's the 8th. I could
I'm
be
sure
wrong.
it was the 9th. I'm loading another document right now.
We're gonna find out who is right.
You were right. Screw you.
Okay, fair enough. Man, you know what? You owe me Halo Infinite. Thanks. I got it. Okay. Appreciate that. It was a good bet. All right, okay, last topic. This one will become more apparent as we get into games we played. And this I read an article about Netflix bloat.
hold the phone.
Okay.
Hold the phone.
Phone
Thank
hold.
you.
Phone held.
Thank you, Simple Monk, for your subscription.
Simple Monk subscribes. We need to come up with like a thing we do when somebody subscribes. Thank you so much, Simple Monk. We really appreciate it. We need to maybe we can have Sean's gonna drink a beer. What? How didn't I know that was gonna happen? That all makes sense. Thanks so much, Simple Monk. We really really appreciate your support. Um, okay, so I read an article about Netflix bloat, and that made me think about Game Pass and the fact that they're always throwing on these like 7 or 8 games every other week. And usually, like we're chatting offline on Discord, being like, like most of these games are, like some of them are okay, some of them one might be great, and the rest and some are okay, but a lot are like. So do you just cut that out? So do you think we're edging on the verge of Game Pass bloat? As you
Um,
guys talk about beer dads, it fits right in. Game Pass bloat and beer dads.
that was a weird noise. Um, yes, I think we will. I think as we get edge into the cloud and the game's been available everywhere, I feel that more indie developers and small game developers are going to want to try and use this platform to be noticed for how they make games, for the different genres of gameplay, different styles of gameplay, and different art styles of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
So are we going to see games that look really good that play like absolute garbage? See games that play really well but look like absolute garbage? And are we going to see lots of games that somewhere in the middle where there's so much stuff that's still wrong with them because they're still either not saying that there's anything wrong with Grounded, but you've got games like Grounded, which are game preview, which are still being developed, coming to Game Pass because they're going to gain a lot of traction. People are going to try and pick it up because it's the new game this month. So yeah, we're
Mm-hmm.
probably going to see a fair amount of bloat. How that's handled is probably how Microsoft have done it quite recently, where they're mixing a couple of good games with a couple of bad games. So it's kind of like you've got the, let's try and put it with Netflix. You've got the Squid Game coming out next to
Uh-huh.
something else that's not as great. Loads of
Yeah.
people talk about Squid Game, but you could always go and watch this other one that everybody's not talking about. So
Like the elves. Have you seen the elves movie or the series? The
no,
Christmas elves like horror series? Let me tell you, you gotta look that up, Sean. Sorry, this is a real squirrel moment. But it's this new Christmas horror elves movie. It's not a movie, it's a series about this, I don't know, this Danish couple that stays on this world, and they, it's almost like the Gremlins of Christmas. They take in this baby elf, and everybody else, and all the other elves are pissed, and it's a whole thing. And it actually works on some kind of Danish folklore, I guess. But anyways, look it up. Google it. It's funny. I'm only two episodes in. The acting I would consider atrocious, but it's somewhat hilarious also. So it's not supposed to be hilarious though. It's supposed to be really spooky, but I don't
yeah,
think
it's
it
like
reaches
the
that.
new. There's another Halloween, not Halloween, sorry, Home Alone that's kind of landed on there as well.
Really? Like
Yeah,
a knockoff Home Alone,
um,
or like a
it's
legit Home Alone is on there.
like Home Alone 5, basically, or
What?
Home Alone 4. Sorry.
Oh yeah, four.
Um,
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
All right. Anyways, it's crazy. And I do think that Game Pass needs to worry about bloat. I do think that's something they need to really focus on, quality games over quantity at this point. Like they have a crud ton of games on there. And I'm sure it's difficult to be able to, a game that I think is trash, somebody else absolutely adores. And the games that I absolutely adore, 5 other people think are trash. So, um, wait, what do we got going on here?
oh,
I don't
as
even know.
promised, as sorry, so as promised, I have just gifted a month subscription to somebody. So, and that somebody was Tim. So,
Congr-
congratulations, Tim.
Congratulations, Tim. Sean drinking beer. That's what we do every time somebody subscribes. Let's see if we can get Sean totally. Let's see if we can just. No, no, just kidding. Maybe not. I feel like I probably was going into unprofessional territory there. Anyways, So yeah, I think. But the good news is, Sean, if there is a bunch of Game Pass float, it only makes it more of a reason why we need to exist. So you know what?
Yes, because we can come here every week and go, look, this
That's
game
right.
is awesome,
That's right.
which is what we're going to get into next.
That's right. That's a good transition. Games we have been playing. Sean, why don't you go first? You've been poking things apparently. I don't know what that means, but
so yeah, I bought I bought Pokemon. Let me get this right.
I lean in.
Pearl. Yeah, Shining Pearl. Is it Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond? So yeah,
Oh yeah.
I bought into Pokemon. I got Shining Pearl. Um, only because Frosticle's got Brilliant Diamond, and we can do like the online Pokedex
Nice.
filling and stuff like that. So I thought, keep it. I say local. He's a good 7 hours away from me nearly, so
But
it's
those
definitely going to
Pokemon
be
don't
a
mind traveling, so it's okay.
yeah.
It'll work just fine.
So, but yeah, I thought I'd do that. So I've been playing a little bit of that when I could. Obviously back into the Animal Crossing big time. Lots of island stuff going on, but as for Xbox stuff, I picked up Generation Zero, which is one of the
Ooh,
games that dropped this week.
I think
Um,
today actually.
today. Oh wow, even better.
I'm
So
pretty sure.
I played. That's what I played like 20 minutes of earlier via the cloud. Thoroughly enjoyed the 20 minutes that I played. It's a first person kind of survival style game. It's set in Sweden. The kind of aesthetic to it is there's been a war, and because of this war, there's now patrolling robots which are taking it, wiping it, trying to wipe out the human race.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you start off, you're washed up on the shore of a lake or a river. I didn't really turn around to look at how much water there was behind me. I was more focused on what was in front of me. And you start off with nothing. You search through somebody's house. There's like blooded handprints everywhere. You kind of get the notion that there's been a bit of a struggle against the robots and stuff as you're picking up bits of stuff to read. You get a flashlight, a baseball bat, and then eventually you search a police car and find a handgun. It gently eases you into the combat scenarios, which are difficult. These robots do move fast. They're like
Mm.
dog. The first ones that you come across are like dog style ones. They've got 4 legs, mounted turret on the shoulder, and they are quick. So you have to be very evasive with hiding behind cars and rocks and stuff like that. It's got a crafting element to it, so you can collect steel, wood, adhesive, thread. They're the ones that I've found so far. And when you get to a safe area, you can craft different items of clothing. You can craft different weapons and dismantle certain stuff to get more elements for crafting. And you can craft and generate vehicles. So I crafted myself a little postal bike and decided to start cycling around. Didn't go well. That it was at that point where, for me, the clouds. Yeah, the cloud playing it via the cloud didn't work very well because you know
Started to
thought
rain from your cloud.
yeah, basically. So thought I jumped on. She came online. I was cycling along, and I kind of got spotted by this dog robot, which had a tiny little spider robot with it, and I could hear them. I could hear the sound of them coming to get me really, really
Oh
well.
no.
I just couldn't see where they were coming from. They were just like pixelated images that were bouncing around all over the place. So that's kind of like that's why I buttoned it. I thought I don't want to die because I'm enjoying the game that I'm playing, so I don't know how far back I'm going to go. So I don't want my first death to be unknown and not figure out where
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back to. So, but yeah, it's a very good game.
Hmm.
I've got a very good Fallout kind of feel, like Fallout 4 kind of feel from it, mixed with a bit of player unknown kind of battlegrounds esque gameplay to it. So it's definitely one I'm going to go back to. In fact, if hopefully once it's finished downloading after this, while all the audio and everything's converting, I will be playing that.
Yeah, that's interesting. So it's like a first person shooter campaign game. Is that about right? Is that
Yep,
okay?
you can
I might
play
have to download it.
cooperatively. Yeah, you can play it
Oh,
cooperatively up to 4 people, or just play it on your own. So,
huh. Okay, cool. Anything else for you, sir, that you've been
for,
playing?
unfortunately, not. That's it. I wanted to get into 2 of the games that you've played, but I've
Mm-hmm.
not managed to get there. So
Well, I have a lot of games. I'm what do they say? I have a game list that's a mile wide but only an inch deep. So I've not played a lot of these games, okay? I'll be the first to admit that. Before we leave is a city building sim, actually more of a civilization building sim. Your people were underground is the story for some because there is something after them. That something that was after them seems to have let me I can't give my thing. Seems to have gone away. It alludes that there is something that there's something that's going to happen, or maybe there's not has gone away as much as you think. I just made it through the tutorial. It's one of those games where you have to build a library so that you can research stuff. So then you have to get a mine to get to the resources and blah blah blah. You have to make sure there's enough food and enough water so that you can have more people to man the things. Make sure the roads are good and you got straight roads so that your logistics and shipping is efficient, which is something we're still working on here in America, but we hope to get that done soon. So that's kind of that game. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't make it much further than that. It seems competent in the genre that it sits. I've played many of them, and I was having a decent time with that one. It's probably not like, from what I've played, which is too little to say for sure, but it doesn't seem like the best of that genre. But it certainly is a very competent version of that. Deer
is it? Is
Simulator. Go,
this?
yeah.
Is that? That's the one that I spoke about that was like hexagonal based
Yes.
on a globe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. I hit the nail on the head knowing that you probably enjoy playing
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was
No,
good.
it's a good one. Deer Simulator. Wow, that game is awful, but everybody should play it for at least 10 minutes. That's all I really have to say about it. You
Do you
are a
know what's
deer.
really awful about Deer Simulator?
No, what?
The the video that you put on YouTube for your play of Deer Simulator had had the most views than any of our videos that have been on YouTube for the last month.
You people are awful. Your taste is horrible. Well, no, I guess I get it. You just wanna watch shitty stuff and laugh because that's pretty much what happens there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So like you're a hunter, which I don't understand this. You're a hunter. You spend the time to make your guy. Like you can make your. There are all these things you can do. 2 columns, the whole width of the screen of what or the length of the screen of how you want to make your guy. Luckily, I was like, well, I'm recording this. I don't want to spend a lot of time. So I just did a randomizer and had it generally make my guy. And then this isn't it's going to happen in the first 2 minutes. So it's not a spoiler. In the like first 2 minutes of the game, your guy jumps out in front of a bus to save a deer and dies. And then you're the deer. So I'm like, what the hell? I just spent all this time to make this guy, and I don't know, maybe you go back to that guy sometime in the game. I'm not certain. But the whole idea is you run around and try to break stuff. You can ride a zebra. So what more do you want? You can ride an elephant? No. No, I saw a flying elephant. I rode a zebra and a horse and a scooter and a
Okay.
car.
I've only had 2 beers and now I'm like, what you saw a flying elephant? What?
Yes. There's a flying elephant. There's a flying fish-like thing. I think it's supposed to be like a dragon, kind of like one like is in Breath of the Wild that floats above that you get the scale from. So, yeah, it's just freaking weird. And then when you break stuff enough, the police come, but the police are like rhinos and sheeps. I'm not making this stuff up. This is real. You go play the game. It's hilarious. Anyways,
It's like Goat Simulator, but more just more weird.
yeah, yeah. Actually, did you know Lawnmower Simulator's coming? So I don't know if it's coming to Game Pass. So, um,
Did you see the streaming stats for Farm Simulator?
yes, Ebucel posted them. I think that's fan freaking tastic. By the way,
What are
that
you
is
gonna do?
probably one of the best simulator games. Like just being legit honest. That game is serious. And I mean it's depending on which environment you choose, I played it mobile probably 4 or 5 years ago. It can be hard to live, like to actually make it. It's a serious game.
So
So
what you're
God bless.
saying is I need to find myself a straw hat and stream some farming simulator.
Yes. Yes.
Or
Yes, you
yeah,
do.
yeah, I can do me some farming. I can. That's my best. That's my best. Like, and I'll probably get slaughtered from Frosticles for that. But that's my best accent for the Southern
I love it.
Country. UK.
Yeah, yeah, lawn mowing simulator. I really want to play that Hambone Johnny. I really do. I want to try it. I want to hope that there's like little creatures running around my yard that I can be like Drew and just run over and just
You did.
that's what I hope I can do in that game. But
If you
we'll
want
see.
to kill small creatures in many different ways, play kill it with fire.
You didn't yeah, I heard you talk about that. That's pretty fantastic.
So, but I wonder if we'll get the pressure washing simulator as well.
Jesse said he kind of liked it. That was, I believe, his deal on that. I played Grounded, more of it. I have not gotten to the hot and hazy stuff, which is the new update. That's not something else, just in case you're wondering. And so I got into the Drew Simulator. That's the best. Drew Simulator. Oh man, I wonder when Drew's mom gets involved in that. That's all I gotta say. She's got to be
so
in there
during
too.
so during Drew Simulator, you make 30-second previews of games.
No,
You
that's
kill small
John.
animal.
That would be the
Ah,
John Simulator. The Drew Simulator is running over animals, and then at some point you have to have John out there, like being like Drew's mom, Drew's mom. He just like says it over and over.
throw beer cans at him.
That's what I think the Drew Simulator is. And then there's got to be something to do with hockey refing and I don't know, and a submarine maybe. I don't know. You got to get that all in there somehow. I don't make games enough. Um, what else? So I played a little bit of Grounded. I don't have much to say about that. I'm going too long in this. Evil Genius. I was supposed to skim through this. Evil Genius. Think of it like the mall building one simulator, where you had to like put like the rooms into the mall, and you could keep building it up, or you could even do like a Fallout Shelter, the mobile version of Fallout Shelter, where you had to build the different rooms. It's that same kind of thing, except you're building these rooms so that you can have these minions and do these new like evil plans and try to take over the world. um I have not gotten far enough into it to really know much more than that, but that's the basic idea. I've been playing a little bit more Psychonauts 2. I can see where the bloat is that people have been talking about in that game. I have not beat it yet. That's my upstairs on the phone while I'm watching baking shows with my wife. Not gonna lie, that's a thing that I do. And so I've been putting some time into that. And then Mind Scanner. Mind Scanner is a point and click story game. It doesn't tell you a lot. It doesn't like instruct you a lot. It tells you basically your daughter's stuck in a mental ward in some kind of mental hospital, and the only way you try to go see her and you can't because you don't have access, and they're like, well, only people that are mind scanners that are level 3 and up. So then you get into the mind scanner mental ward program, and you have to go around and try to figure out if people are insane or sane, and then try to treat them with all these weird devices. But how these devices work, they don't really tell you. They're like, hey, here's a device, use it. And so um, I freaked some magician. I told a magician he was insane, and then I tried to treat him, but I made him go crazy, and he ran away. So there's that. And you legit do this from this like one screen. Like it's not you walking or anything like this. It's all you like seeing the pictures of a guy and then picking different choices from this little console menu. So you're not walking around or anything like that. It is legitimately a point and click story game. It's the bed story adventure game. I don't know, something like that. Anyways, I've talked too much about this. That is everything I've played. As I said, I have not played a ton of those things, but it's a mile wide and inch deep. So there you go.
So there was a lot there. So
Yeah, yeah. Party chat, guys. I'm sorry I didn't get questions out for people. Um, real sorry about that. Next we'll try to do better. Try to do better on that next time. So, anything new in the golden ticket, Sean?
no, the changes that I put in there last time are still there. So currently, what you can get is moving out, You can get that till the end of today if you are watching live. If you are listening via your app to the podcast, then that's gone. Sorry, time's out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you'll be able to get one of the other games that's coming soon. Kingdom 2 Crowns, that's available till December 15th. And Lego Batman 2, that's also gone as of the 30th of November, which is today as recording. Or if you're listening to this, say by your podcasting app, sorry, it's gone. What will be coming is the Escapist 2 will be available December 1st, and Orcs Must Die, which is also available December 1st. So if you are listening to this via your podcast app, they are the ones that you can get hold of now.
I knew it was coming soon. Yes, thank you, by the way, Sean. That is that. Lawn mowing simulator. What's on the horizon? Lawn mowing simulator is legitimately coming in 2 days.
Yes, to the console, December 2nd.
It's amazing. I really want to stream this game. It's been too long since I've streamed a game, anyways. I want to stream that game. Rubber Bandits. You know, there's a lot I could assume from that, but I'm not going to. What? I don't know anything about the Rubber Bandits.
Neither do I. I will. Rubber Bandits. Look at
Wow.
that. I literally.
Sean,
I
can
thought
you share your screen when you search Rubber Bandits? Is that possible?
No, you're okay. I'd rather not. So images.
Oh,
Look at
okay.
the images.
All right. Well, anyways, I'll move on. Halo Infinite. Never heard of that game. Sure, it's not important. Aliens Fireteam Elite on December 14th. That game, I saw a thing on Twitter about it, but I don't know much. Among Us is finally making it to Xbox.
Yep.
I hope, but only console. I wish it'd come to cloud, because that would be really cool if Among Us came to cloud. Not that I guess it really matters, because we can already use our phone. So as I say that, that's kind of dumb.
So Rubber Bandits was a game that was on stream, and it's a criminally fun multiplayer game for up to 4 players with 3 action-packed game modes. Play steal, brawl, and dash to the finish line with the most loot to win. It's like a combination between Fall Guys and like that super furry animals kind of battle royale stuff. All like little rubber characters. So, there you go.
Actually, that seems like it might be fun. Now that
it does.
Yeah,
it looks quite fun.
Yeah. And then the Gunk, which I'm actually really excited about. We have submitted for an early access code. I hope we get it, but you never know. We might not be cool enough. It'll be on Game Pass irregardless December 16th. This was a game that debuted, I think, at their E3 showing. It's a third-person game where you're trying to suck up gunk in these really beautiful worlds to clean it up, and I don't know. It looks like something that could be pretty cool.
I'm gonna say I remember a lot of people being very excited for that and not really understanding entirely why, but it could be quite, like you say, it looked well done, looked quite nice. So
yes, I think it may be. That's well, what am I saying? Oh, games that are leaving November 30th. So today we have a whole bunch of games leaving. They've been the same games we've been talking about for the last month. We should have new games hopefully next week. Well, not hopefully. Hopefully we don't have any new games, but we probably will. Hello Neighbor, Haven are probably the 2 biggest ones on here that anybody cares about. And then I'm surprised to see that Destiny 2 Beyond Light is leaving on December 8th.
Yeah, me too. What I will say is Football Manager has now got touch controls, along with lots of other different games. I can't remember the full list, but I think Football Manager having touch controls will probably entice more people into playing it on Game Pass than being able to play it on the console, because from what I can remember, it's very much a touch kind of style game. It was more PC based, so it was played with a mouse. So being able to do it with a touchscreen is probably a lot better.
That is very interesting. Yeah, so it's leaving the console and it's leaving the PC, but it is not leaving the cloud.
Exactly.
Huh. I wonder if we'll start seeing more of that. That's an interesting turn, if that's the case. That you would have all these games possibly on the cloud, but not on Game Pass itself. It just seems odd, but an interesting thing. So Destiny 2, and then is that a show? We finished early, Sean? How did that happen?
I don't know. How long have we been going for?
Oh, you don't have time. Yeah, we finished early, 55 minutes.
55. What? Can't do that. I'm
I
going in
know.
5 minutes of actual talking time. No.
Now, for the next 5 minutes, you'll just stare at us as we stare back at you. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, that was a joke. Apparently, I didn't
Yeah,
say that.
yeah.
Just kidding.
No. No, it's basically like as we were saying before we started. It's it's been weird. We've not spoken really for a week.
I know.
Um, I had a pull of kids. You had family for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I speak to Nick quite often, and it gets a bit weird when I don't speak to him for like a day or two. I'm like, oh, no, Nick's okay. He's not spoken
Yeah.
back. I'm gonna like it works crazy, but knowing that you had family and stuff, I was like, you're gonna be
Yeah.
pretty
Here,
launched
here was
into.
a question I did want to ask you, Sean. I'll let you have my question. When in the UK do you eat stuffing? Because I only eat stuffing
Um,
once a year. Do you eat stuffing at all? Because I don't know. Just saying.
so in our house, I am the only person that likes stuffing, but
Wow.
it is a UK tradition to have a Sunday roast dinner every Sunday. That's why we call it a Sunday roast.
That's fair.
So we
It's good.
have
Good.
we have like the Thanksgiving style size dinner most Sundays, which would involve
Holy
stuffing.
crap! I'm sorry. I
Not
didn't
like
mean to cut
not
you off.
like the full not like the full spread, but we'll have a full roast chicken, roast potatoes, like all the veg, mashed potatoes, stuffing if you choose to have stuffing, Yorkshire puddings, which I don't know if you know what a Yorkshire pudding is,
You
but
told me and I
basically
forgot. You've told me this
it's like
before.
it's like pancake batter, but it's cooked in a small muffin tin and it rises, and it basically just contains all the gravy and the goodness of a meal just there. But
I'm
yeah,
coming over
so
every Sunday. I'm buying a ticket every Sunday.
I
I'm just gonna
once
come and fly back home.
I once had when I was in high school, I had a German pen pal that came over, and he literally that's what he wanted to eat every day. I want an English UK, I want an English Sunday dinner every day, and I was like, you really don't. But my mum made it for him most days, and like that guy ate like an absolute king. But yeah,
And he came back home 100 pounds heavier.
yeah. So the only difference for us at Christmas is we have like that's the only time I'll have Brussels sprouts or what we call pigs in blankets. So little tiny
Mm.
sausages wrapped in
Oh
bacon.
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We know what pigs in blanket. Oh
That
yeah.
that's a once a year deal. But every like stuff in all the works, yeah, that's a like that used to be that because Sundays is where all the family usually get together and stuff like so. Like pre-COVID, like we'd always go to Lindsay's mum's for a meal every Sunday, and that would be like we'd have ham, we'd have chicken, beef. Usually was free meats going, and that like it turned into basically it used to grow arms and legs. We used to take a pudding for us and the kids. Sister-in-law used to bring like a couple of nibbles and starters and things like that. So it kind of like became that there was three different families sat around this one table with all the kids with starter, main, dessert, drinks. It was just yeah, we kind of do that every weekend.
Yeah, Hambone Johnny, we do as well. Pigs in the blanket on New Year's. Yeah, I think that's kind of a that's I don't know, it's everybody's tradition, but yeah, New Year's Eve for us. We do pigs in the blanket. And we also do ollie balls, which is a Dutch tradition, I guess, that my aunt started. It's basically a version of an apple fritter, would be the best way to say it. It's like dough with chunks of apple and cinnamon that you fry in a fryer. Those are like New Year's Eve things we do. So
So, ladies and gentlemen, what we have reached here in the last 5 minutes of Game Pass News is hashtag snapbags.
that's right. Yep, yep. You better believe
Yeah,
it.
but no, I'm looking forward to Christmas this year. Well, I'm not looking forward to Christmas. Christmas Day and Boxing Day, I am at work for 12 hours both
Oh,
days, 8 a.m. till 8 p.m.
are you
And
making
I
good
have my
money for that?
no, I work shifts, so I don't have
Oh,
bank holidays. I've never bank holidays mean nothing to me.
oh, bar.
Holidays mean nothing to me.
Oh, that
I get
sucks.
paid handsomely pro rata for those, but um, so yeah, Christmas Day I'll be having Christmas dinner with my colleagues at work, and then Boxing Day I'll be taking what's left of Christmas dinner from home, plus what was left from Christmas dinner at work, and we'll be having like the New Year's buffet at work. Um, we're doing a Secret Santa. So I can say this quite happily because I know nobody at work probably watches this or listens. But I've got my supervisor in the Secret Santa, so I'm currently in a dilemma. Do I get him an absolute dog shit gift that takes the absolute piss out of him, or do I get him something nice just in case he finds out it was me? um, so
I'd shoot for the nice, man. I'd shoot for the nice. I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't risk
see,
that one.
the guy that I worked with him at the previous power. I knew him and kind of like spoke to him at the previous power station I worked at. So I've got a bit of a history with him. So, and he's quite a nice guy. He can take a good joke, but some of the gifts that people get in the Secret Santas is hilarious. So
I have no
I
doubt.
won't delve too far, but there was once a 12-inch black device that people may use for their own pleasure that was stuck to a cycle seat for somebody. So
All
it
right.
gets
Well, see,
weird.
this is what happens when Sean and I just chat about life for 5 minutes. Before you know it, we've entered the after dark territory.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I yeah, I miss talking to you for a week. A lot of this stuff that we say back and forth is stuff that usually happens in text messages and stuff. So
That's true, man. That's true. Hey, right back at you. Yeah. So why don't you send us out?
okay, no. So as always, our socials are at Game Pass News. That's over at Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. If you want to send us an email for any questions, I know we kind of do this to Discord a lot, but you can hit us up at gamepassnewscast@gmail.com. If you are listening to us on your usual podcasting app and you have the ability to give us feedback and likes and comments, please do so. Any of those we do like to hear. It also helps us climb the ladder. If you want to jump in on the Discord and chat to the likes of Hambo and Johnny, this is Duke and myself, Nick, any of the Nintendo dads, you can head over to there at patreon.com/Nintendo dads. And for as little as $1 a month, you can subscribe and get access. Also, if you are a subscriber to our Twitch channel, let us know and we will get you in the Discord via Mr. Timothy Ulf. He will sort that out. Thank you to Hambone and to This Is Duke for jumping in on a live chat. And until next time, we hope to hear from you soon. See you later.
See you later, guys.